Thanks so much for clicking on this episode of Cartoon Cop about the YouTube short Wild House. I'll be rating this short based on these categories: story, animation, editing cinematography, and art. The score will be averaged out at the end for a total score. Let's talk about the plot. Wait, do you hear that? It's a sound of nothing. The premise itself was good. Roommates living in the city, which I think is cool. I really like slice of life. They have this whole Beastars Zootopia thing going on, which I think can work out well. The best way I can describe it is there's too much and too little happening at the same time. The plot starts off with the wolf guy eating the delivery guy. The delivery guy gets reported as missing, and then nothing. Tiger and Wolf start fighting about eating the pizza guy, and then they suddenly start talking about watching a documentary about ants. There's something about an entire B plot losing batteries to the remote, but it goes nowhere. And then there's another C plot about the Panther Girl summoning a demon, which really adds nothing. That's right, suddenly there's demons in this pilot? What? The plot finally picks up halfway through with a D plot, which we may as well go through the entire alphabet at this point, with the cops showing up in the front yard, the cops leave, and then nothing. They just leave. That's it. The wolf guy comes back, and then he argues with the tiger guy, and then it goes nowhere, and then the short kind of ends. So throughout the whole short, they sidetrack for these random scenes and side plots that don't really add anything to the overall story. For example, at 5 minutes 44 seconds, this part can be cut entirely without the plot losing anything.
So, how's it going lately with, what is it that you do again?
I have never told that to either of you.
Oh. Well, so, how's it going?
Fine.
What about...
I'm going to my room.
They had a lot of missed opportunities with the cop scene to play on the incompetent cop trope and play more jokes here at 9 minutes 45 seconds. Tension was built during this part, but I felt it was weak. They could have cut the dialogue shorter and kept the interactions with the cops coming back at a quicker interval to build more tension and build the audience's expectations, and then subvert their expectations for a joke at the end, but it's, like I said, it was just really a big missed opportunity. Overall, there's not really a lot of interesting things happening. It's just a bunch of dialogue with no plot. The whole pilot could be shortened to 5 or 6 minutes at the most. As I said before, there's just really nothing happening and too much trying to be cute or annoying.
Hey everyone, look what I found! Dave saves the day yet again!
It feels like the wolf character is just there to be annoying. He doesn't really do much throughout the episode besides being a jerk to everybody. He leaves around 2/3 of the way and then comes back randomly with, like I said a million times before, nothing happening. Story and plot gets a 3 out of 10. I'm really not sure if this is about eating the pizza guy and if they're trying to establish the world as a sort of Zootopia, Beastars kind of hybrid thing. There's really no focus to the plot. I'm not really sure who's supposed to be the main character here, if there's all supposed to be the main character. Is the wolf guy supposed to be the main character? Is the moose guy supposed to be the main character, but he's dead? I don't really know. Animation. I'm gonna go easy on them in this tier because it's a YouTube short. I understand where they're coming from, and I think one person animated this whole thing, so really nice job. I'm like not sarcastic, but just really nice job. Wild House does this Family Guy thing where there's no follow through with their actions, which makes it look really stiff. Personally, I think they can use this to their advantage if the script follows the animation. For example, if there's rapid fire jokes, this can be useful to give the jokes a little bit more punch, make the audience kind of digest the jokes a little bit more, and make the scenes move along more quickly to advance the plot. I don't really think stiffness is a bad thing for this short at all. I mean, after all, I know that animation is super hard, and I really appreciate the job the animator did, especially for animating an entire 14 minutes by themselves. Just nice job. I really appreciate this small detail where the hand is being used as a prop and it moves along with the lines being said here at 2 minutes 59 seconds. I thought that was pretty funny, actually. It's a nice visual gag. There are some very small issues though. The Panther Girl changes poses completely for a split second here, starting at 6 minutes. The bag moves slightly here at 10 minutes 57 seconds. Like I said, it's a YouTube short made by some people who are in the bedrooms or maybe a small studio, so it's really not that bad. I rate this 6 out of 10. There can be some improvement, but personally I think the animator did a good job on their own. Editing and cinematography. The first and main problem I have with Wild House is that the short does these weird zooms in and out, which they overuse way too much. It makes the short really hard to watch and it's super jarring. I don't really think they kind of knew what they should do with the camera throughout the short. They could have held the silence after the lines at 2 minutes 52 seconds, but the camera spazzes out, ruining the whole entire moment.
Clean the kitchen! Dave this, Dave that! Dave, stop killing the mailman!
Wait, you killed the mailman too?
That's not the point.
Another ruined moment is at 4 minutes 38 seconds. They make a joke about revealing the tiger is actually in the bathroom, but I could already guess that he's in the bathroom just by the way the shot is set up. If they made the camera closer to his face and had a tighter separate shot with the wolf guy bursting in without showing much of the background, it really wouldn't have thrown the whole joke away. Overall, I'd say it seems a cut above Johnny Test in terms of shot composition. Composition was pretty much as weak as my neck is right now. It's flat, falling apart, keeps bleeding, which I should probably get checked. There are some small scenes where the characters do change angles, but they're really far and in between to stand out. If the creators want to make this more interesting and really hook the viewers in, they really need to vary their shot angles and provide more interesting visuals with the background. Maybe they could reorganize some props in the background to show how the characters live and what they use on a daily basis. They kind of have the idea with this in the basement, but I feel like the composition was kind of flat. You should lead the viewers with what you want to say in the scene with the types of shots you choose. It's basically nonverbal storytelling. Overall, I wouldn't say that the creators are completely lost. They do have some good shots like this Dutch angle here at 10 minutes 19 seconds and this intense scene here at 9 minutes 17 seconds. Gumball has some very stiff characters, but they're still able to push their lines of motion and make some very dynamic poses from scenes from very rigid shapes. One thing I actually liked were the cutaways. Here's some examples at 1 minute 48 seconds and 1 minute 31 seconds. It reminded me of early 2000 cartoons like SpongeBob and Flapjack with the extreme close-up of the objects being shown. Editing and cinematography overall gets a 4 out of 10. More time needs to be spent deciding on camera angles and what kind of story they want to tell. More editing time needs to be spent to cut out all of those unnecessary scenes. Arts. Art style is actually great. I really like the art style. I could see it as a kid's book. I think the character designs could be pushed a little bit more though. The Panther could be a mix of rectangular or triangular shapes. They have the right idea of making her look goth, but her clothes are just way too small to notice to stand out. She's adorable, by the way. I love her, and she's the best character in this entire short. She should be the main character, by the way. If you guys are watching this, I love her. She's great. The tiger can be more rectangular or round. Maybe make him look cleaner to fit his kind of more neurotypical personality. They have the right idea with giving him white to wear. It's a very clean color and it stands out in the background. Maybe they can make his part of the house look clean. The wolf guy can be a little bit more triangular. I think they have the right idea with giving him some very sharp shapes. He's very active and he's very loud. Maybe he can have a more schizophrenic or impulsive look. He looks a little bit too clean and well put together, like a hipster, to be living in such a messy house. I feel like the house should reflect him the most, since it seems like maybe he was the main character since he talked the most. Overall, I can kind of sort of tell who they are by the way they dressed. It fits the setting, but as I said before, they could be pushed more. I really like the title screen at 1 minute 10 seconds. Great music, nice use of colors, very eye-catching, represents the show well. Art gets a 7 out of 10. Looks great and professional, but it's bogged down by the lack of identity the plot and premise have. Overall, I'm obviously not the target audience here, but Wild House needs more work. It has its moments, but it's plagued by too much fluff to be rewatchable or be eye-catching. There's no clear vision of what the story is, where it wanted to go, and where our focus is supposed to be. For a YouTube short, it's very ambitious, but personally, I was not hooked. I rate 5 out of 10. What's this? They have a second episode. It's about money. If you guys want me to check it out, let me know in the comments below. What did you guys think about my review? Comment down below and discuss. Thanks to my Patreon donors for supporting me. I'm gonna use this part to thank my editor. His link will be in the description. Check out his stuff. You're a really cool dude.